It was a quiet, rainy morning when Anna returned home after dropping her son Liam off at school. The streets were wet, and the soft patter of raindrops on her umbrella felt calming, almost peaceful. As she passed by the row of mailboxes outside their small apartment building, she noticed something unusual. A plain white envelope with no return address, just her name and home address written in neat handwriting. Curious and slightly uneasy, she opened it right there under the awning. Inside was a photo, an old one, of David, Liam's father, the man who had walked away from them, both nearly 10 years ago. Her heart sank, and her hands began to tremble as she unfolded the short note attached. The message was simple, yet powerful. "I know I made a mistake. I want to meet Liam. I hope you can forgive me." Anna stood frozen for a moment, staring at the letter. It was like a window to a past she had locked away for good. The memories came rushing back. Nights spent alone with a crying baby, the betrayal, the pain of abandonment. And yet, something inside her stirred. Over the years, Liam had asked her many times, "Do I have a dad? Where is he?" She had always told him, "He's not with us." But I'm here. Now she was holding the answer to that question in her hands. Should she show Liam the letter? Should she let his father come back into their lives? The past couldn't be erased, but maybe, just maybe, the future could still be rewritten. As the rain continued to fall, Anna stood there a long while, unsure whether this letter was a blessing, a test, or a second chance. Anna sat at the kitchen table that evening, the letter unfolded beside her cup of tea, her mind tangled in thoughts. She watched the steam rise from her cup, but her heart felt cold and uncertain. When Liam came home from school, cheerful and full of stories, he noticed the photo on the table. He picked it up, squinting. "Who's this, Mom?" he asked with innocent curiosity. Anna hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath. "That's your father, Liam," she said softly. The room grew quiet. Liam stared at the photo longer than she expected, then looked up with wide eyes. "Does he want to see me?" he asked. Anna nodded slowly. "He sent this letter. He says he's sorry and wants to meet you." Liam said nothing at first, but the wheels in his young mind were clearly turning. "I don't remember him," he said. "I don't know if I want to meet him." Anna reached out and took his hand gently. "You don't have to decide now. I just wanted to tell you the truth." That night, Anna couldn't sleep. She worried. What if David broke Liam's heart again? What if he hadn't changed at all? But there was another voice inside her, the hopeful one, that whispered, "People can change." Days passed, and Liam kept asking questions about David. What he was like, why he left where he lived now. Anna answered honestly, even when it hurt. Then one morning, Liam said quietly, "I think I want to meet him. Just once." Anna felt both fear and relief. She reached for the phone, dialed the number at the bottom of the letter, and when David answered, she simply said, "He wants to meet you. Saturday. At the park." Saturday arrived with a clear blue sky, but Anna's heart was filled with clouds of worry. She held Liam's hand tightly as they walked toward the park, each step feeling heavier than the last. Liam was quiet, his eyes scanning every face they passed, searching for the man he had never known but was about to meet. As they reached the bench near the big oak tree, Anna spotted him. David, standing nervously with his hands in his pockets. He looked older, more worn than she remembered, but his eyes were kind and filled with guilt. When he saw them, he took a cautious step forward and offered a small wave. "Hi, Liam," he said gently. Liam looked at him, then at Anna, then back again. "Hi," he replied, barely above a whisper. They sat down together, the silence between them thick but not cold. David spoke slowly, telling Liam stories about his childhood, about his mistakes, and how regret had followed him every day since he left. He didn't try to excuse his choices, only to explain them with honesty. Anna watched closely, her heart torn between protecting her son and hoping this man had truly changed. Liam listened carefully, his face unreadable. After a long pause, he asked, "Why didn't you come back sooner?" David lowered his head. "I was scared. I thought I had lost my chance. But now I want to try if you'll let me." Liam turned to his mother. "Mom, can we give him a chance?" Anna felt her throat tighten. She had prepared for anger, for rejection, but not this. She nodded slowly, her voice soft. Only if it's what you want. Liam gave a small smile. I think I want to know him. And so, a new chapter began, right there on that park bench. Weeks passed since the first meeting in the park, and slowly, something fragile but beautiful began to grow between Liam and David. Every Saturday, David would come by, sometimes bringing books, sometimes just his time, but always with a sincere smile and open heart. Liam, once hesitant, started looking forward to those visits. They played soccer in the park, shared ice cream, and laughed over silly jokes. Anna watched from a careful distance, always guarding her heart, but also surprised by how committed David remained. He never missed a visit, never made promises he couldn't keep. Liam was changing too. He laughed more, slept better, and no longer asked why his father had left. He was living in the present now, and healing in his own quiet way. One Sunday evening, after David had gone, Liam curled up next to Anna on the couch, resting his head on her shoulder. "Mom," he whispered, "I'm glad you let me meet him." She looked down at her son, his eyes full of peace, and felt a tear slip down her cheek. "I'm glad too, sweetheart." That night, Anna wrote in her journal for the first time in years. "Life didn't go the way I planned, but maybe that's okay. Maybe new stories are better than the old ones we dreamed of." The next weekend, David brought a small plant in a pot. "It's for Liam," he said. "To take care of. To grow with." Anna watched her son beam as he accepted it, and she realized this wasn't just a gesture. It was a symbol. A family didn't have to be perfect or traditional to be real. It only had to be built with love, forgiveness, and effort. And in that moment, she knew they were finally beginning again. Together.